Good afternoon. I wanted to make a quick video kind of explaining to you the whole GDL process. It's a three-step process in which you as a new driver participate in to obtain your license. So step one, there's going to be two different options, two different tracks that you could go. A special learner's permit or an examination permit. I'm going to explain to you how both of these work because they are unique in their own different way. So just for the purpose of it, I'm just going to abbreviate this to EP and special learner, your SLP. Okay, so your special learner's permit, you obtain this at the age of 16. You have to be 16 years of age. To do this, you have to pass two different tests that are required by the state of New Jersey. Your knowledge, and we'll refer to that as K, and your vision, referred to as V from here on out. Okay? In order to get your permit, you have to spend some money. Okay? You have to buy 6 hours, you have to buy driving lessons. So it's 6 hours behind the wheel training. So I'm just going to go BTW, behind the wheel training. It's going to require you to spend some money, probably a couple $100, $200 to $300, depending on what driving school. Okay. During the 6 hours, you're going to have an instructor. They're going to take you the motor vehicle. They're going to validate your permit, which requires consent from your family, from parent or guardian, and you to pay fees to obtain that. You are also going to get two decals. Okay, and I'll talk about the decals in a moment. So once you do your 6 hours, they take care of everything. The driving schools, that's what they do for their business. So they're pretty efficient in doing that. So after your 6 hours, you have your permit. If you choose to not do your behind the wheel training, you can have the option of doing the examination permit. And that is your permit at 17 years old. No behind the wheel training. So the benefit of you doing behind the wheel, just drivers going to a driving school, is that you actually receive a discount on your car insurance. So because you've had formal training. So to do your examination permit, you have to get your knowledge and vision test, and then you have to practice. Okay. Again, this kind of coincides. You need consent, and you have to pay money to get your examination permit at the age of 17. Okay, both of these require you to practice supervised for a period of 6 months. So if you are 17 and you go on your 17th birthday to go get your examination permit, the earliest you could get your driver's license is going to be at 17 and a half. If you are 16 and you wait until 2 months before your 17th birthday to get your permit, do your behind the wheel training, you can't get your license until 6 months from that point. So it would be a little bit in your 17th birthday. If this special learner's permit, if this is the avenue that you're going to go, it is recommended that you try to do the lessons as soon as possible so you get the more experience. Okay, so you have to do your 6 months of supervised training, supervised driving, and then afterwards, at the age of 17, is minimum age, you take your road test. This is where you show up at the DMV and you sit for your road exam. So during this step here, okay, step one, there's going to be some restrictions. So I'm just going to make a new page down here. So as a permit holder, you are going to be required to driving time. You are not allowed from 11:01 p.m. to 5 a.m. No cell phone, and that includes handheld or hands-free devices. Okay, you need to have a supervisor, supervising adult. They need to have 3 years experience, a New Jersey license, and at least 21 years old. Okay. Your restriction of driving of passengers is going to be your parent, guardian, or a dependent, and one additional person, passenger. Okay. Everyone wear seatbelts. And you need to have your decals. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about this. Until you are 18 with your basic license, you have to display your GDL decal. So that is my decal. It's an example of it on the license plate. Make my license plate official. Okay, you need to have your red decal here. Otherwise, you are looking at a possibility of violating your GDL laws, and that's a $100 fine. Okay, we don't want to get a $100 fine. So that's pretty much everything as far as if, as a new driver, to do your examination permit or your special learner's permit at the age of 16 or 17. However, I'm going to kind of skip ahead a little bit. If you are older than 21, 21 and up, you're going to have what they call an examination permit for the 21-year-old driver. Okay, there's going to be some subtle differences. Okay, they're going to require money at this point. You don't need your parent or guardian for consent because you're considered an adult, but you practice for 3 months supervised. Afterwards, you go for your road test. You receive a probationary license. Okay, you don't necessarily have any restrictions because you're 21 years of age. Okay, so there are going to be no time restrictions. For the 21-year-old driver. So it's important to recognize that that they don't have the time restrictions as far as all the other stuff that you as a new driver are subject to. You also don't have restrictions for a passenger or having to put the decal. So no passenger restriction or decal. So that's important to recognize because that is a question that will come up on your exam about the 21-year-old driver. So now that you turned 17, congratulations. The second step of obtaining your license is that after you practice, after 6 months of supervised practice, okay, you're going to sit for your road exam. All right, this is the day that you all are waiting for. You're going to take your driver's exam. So you're going to go to the DMV. You're going to have your decals. You're going to have your appropriate supervising driver. Your car is going to be currently registered and insured. And you're not going to have anything that is permitted. I'm sorry, that is not allowed. The car is going to be, allowed. So you're not going to have any restrictions on your car. So it meets the standards. So you sit for your exam. One of two things are going to happen. You're going to get your license, or you're going to have to schedule an appointment to go back. Hopefully you don't have to do this. That's not going to be cool. So we're going to go, yay, you got your license. So at the age of 17, you now have your license. You have what they call a probationary license. Okay, with your probationary license, what that means is that you've already completed your 6 months of supervised driving, and now you are going to drive 1 year unsupervised. Okay, so you're going to drive 1 year unsupervised, at which point you're going to have the decal restrictions, you're going to have passenger restrictions, and your time restrictions are still going to be in place. Again, 11:01 to 5 a.m., 11:01 p.m. to 5 a.m. It is important to recognize that there is going to be an exemption to this time frame if you are working or if it's for employment or religious reasonings. Otherwise, you are caught outside of this time, you're looking at the $100 fine. All right, so you practice 1 year. Everything has gone well. You have to go at the age of 18. So this will be step 3. You turn 18 and you turn in, you go back to motor vehicles to get your basic license. Okay, your license is valid for 4 years. So it is important to recognize if you do not go at the age of 17, if you don't go at the age of 18, you have to follow the probationary license. So I could have my 17-year-old license. So as long as my license says 17 and probationary, that means I'm required to follow those rules. Once I turn 18, I can surrender my probationary license to get a basic driver's license, at which point I have no more restrictions. So it's important that you go ahead and you do this. So that is the process of your GDL. It's important that you recognize all these different things and understand them in and out, as you are responsible to know these things. Okay, again, when you are driving, your restrictions are going to be from 16 to 17 under your special learner's permit or examination permit. And with your probationary driver's license, that again, your times are going to be no driving between 11:01 p.m. and 5 a.m. No cell, whether it's handheld or hands-free. It can't be used while you're driving. Everybody has seatbelts on. And there's going to be passenger restrictions of how many people you could have in your car and your decals. Okay, I know some of you will say, oh, my mom does want me to put the decals. That's your prerogative. As your driving instructor, I'm telling you, you need to have your decals on your car. They're also interchangeable, so if you drive one car one day and another car the other day, okay, you can take them off. So it's important you violate these. The GDL fine for violation is $100. Okay, so if you have any questions about the GDL process and furthermore need some more clarification, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Thanks for watching this video.